stop. Actually, on just the chair a bit because it's a bit low down. There. Now, I haven't told anybody I'm doing this, so I doubt whether anyone. Actually, the reason why is that plugged straight into the computer. No fancy whiz-bangy or anything. It's just straight into the computer. So there it is. And the reason I'm going to air, going live at about 8:20 at night, I don't know why either, but I wanted to see who was around, and I also wanted to see if this works. And the only way you can really see, pardon me, if it's working is if you make it work. You know what I mean? And right, this tab is using your camera or microphone. Well, it's probably using this microphone. Let's hope that it's using this microphone. I'm just going to race over. Don't do anything. I'm just going to leave here for a second and get my bottle of water. I'll be back. I'll be back. Oh yeah, we had got my bottle of water. Feeling better now, but we had a lot of rain, 108 millimeters, and we had a really nice day today, about 25, 26 degrees. It was just incredible after all the rain we've had, and we just had this. And you can hear the crickets. If I open the window, you may be able to hear the crickets. I don't know. Nope, they've quietened down. Little devils. They were extremely loud. Before, we went out to take the washing off the line, and you had to raise your voice to be heard because they were so loud. And we've had in the past few days, or weeks actually, we've had the ibis turning up, and they've been turning up by the score. Literally, there were a good 20 ibis knocking on the back door at one stage, wanting to be fed, because we feed the birds. We chuck out food to the maggies, and the ibis cottoned on that the maggies were getting fed, and all of a sudden there's 20 ibis bin chickens at the Robert, what are you doing? It's let me get my thing out, my phone. Robert the Mole Smith is here from South Carolina. Hi, Robert. You're incredible. I'm just going to check now. Look, I've got Los Angeles. It's 1:17 a.m. New York is 4:17 in the a.m. and South Carolina's in the middle there. So I'm going to go around Austin, Texas, which is 3:18, and what was it? Denver, Colorado. Denver is 2:18. I reckon round about 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that, in South Carolina. My world clock doesn't have what's the capital of South Carolina? I should know that, and I don't. I can't think of it, but it should have that on the map when you add your times, and it doesn't. All I have is Austin and Denver and places like that. Don't even know what time it is in Iowa because they don't have the capital of Iowa there either. I got no idea. See, I know Melbourne and Sydney. Actually, which I should say something about. Where are we? Clock. In local time, it's 8:18, 8:18 in the evening. And that'll be the same in Melbourne and Sydney because we're on Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And I think does that end this weekend? Daylight savings. I believe it does. I could be wrong. but we've got the big Grand Prix. Let's see. I never sleep more than an hour or two. Wow. Yes, I've been suffering that same thing. And I found out what was causing it with me, because I have incredibly bad sinuses, inflamed sinuses, and I use this. It's alive. And this, if you use too much of it, can cause, like nasal spray, can cause anxiety, restlessness, bad posture, and not being able to sleep and all that. So I'm going to have to stop using it. So I've decided to use this instead. This is just plain water. Actually, it was actually $4 water in a glass container, because no germs live in glass. And so we got this, and I just fill it up. People think it's so swish. You walk around with your bottle of water, and it's just straight out of the tap. Oh, yeah. And I can't believe it, Robert. You're the only... Now, there are other people watching. I can see that. But they won't show themselves. It's okay. It's all right. But Trevor Dawson got on to me and said, look, you're on too late at night, and it was too early in the morning for like everybody else. And I went, yeah. Our time, I should go live, if I was going to go live, at about 10 o'clock in the morning. And that would suit both. But I'm just going to do what I do. And I was only actually testing this microphone, and that was the reason for going live in the first place. What have I got here? Oh, Tulsa Time. That's a song I was learning. Don Williams. Living on Tulsa Time. Living on Tulsa Time. Good song. I was going to use that as and a couple more for an upcoming open mic that I want to do, because Trevor gets to go to these open mics because they're down in Wangaratta. We have one every blue moon up here in Chiltern, and but most of them are like in Wangaratta or Myrtleford or someplace else, and it costs you the earth to drive there. Well, I thought, nah, we'll take things easy and do one at a time and not rush too much. But anyway, I was just on testing the microphone, test 1, 2. Also, I was contemplating doing a web movie and a set, and I've been drawing things like, pardon my drawing, that's supposed to be a spaceship. It's not, but it's a set, and I've been drawing that. And I drew out how much. Yeah, that's right. Trevor said you sing. I do, and I play guitar and all that. But I was doing this. We did this web series. If you wanted to have a look, it's on Frank TV Short Movies, and you'll see my ugly mug sort of like that when it comes up, and my head. Click on that, and there's a whole list of videos that we've done, and some that Trevor and I have done. There's a couple of me solo, and then there's East Side, West Side Time to Kill is in there too as a whole. It's about 12 episodes of East Side, West Side Time to Kill. And we did that. And I was thinking, we could have, and I don't want to sort of go back over old ground. But what I thought, we did pull the pin on it a bit early because it was in the middle of season 3. And I thought, well, I don't know, because I've been steering away from, or I was steering away from getting a gun in the show, because everyone, you see a lot of those hood series, and what's that? I seen one you... Oh, good. Thank you. Yes, Robert says that he's seen one that we did. and all the hood videos, what are they called? Hood web series. They always pull their guns out and they're shooting people, and it could have been a crutch. And I was trying to steer away from being getting a gun out and using a gun. And I'm thinking that maybe I should. So I've just written a page to start with, to start the juices flowing. And hopefully Trevor's watching. He very well might be just hiding in the corner. And Steve is back in town. I'll just read you the page. And it's very bland too. We're up here at Apex Park, which is not Merriwa Park, it's Apex. The park near the river. Riverside Park, as it's been called in East Side, West Side, Time to Kill. This will be different. I'm not going to call it East Side, West Side, Time to Kill, but it's going to be in the same genre. And the first scene goes like this. Steve pulls up at Apex Park in his car and in the parking lot. And Tony, Trevor's character, is waiting for him. And Tony says, "Hey, good to have you back." And Steve says, "Yeah, it's been a while. What's been going on?" And then Tony says, "It's just me these days. Barry and Manny have gone to ground. Don't know where they are." And Steve says, "I never thought they'd grab their guns, but they did." And that's all we've got. And that's all I've got for the start of the new series. But I don't know what we're going to call it, but it'll be in the same vein as East Side, West Side, Time to Kill, because moderately successful. If you have a look at the views that we have for it, people liked it. And I thought that I can see the mistakes in it, but looking back from, say, 6 months adrift, because it's been that long since we did it, and it stands up all right. There are mistakes that I can improve, and I see those and don't go, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Well, it does matter, and we learn from our mistakes. The audio has always been spot on. I think that's because of my radio background. I'm very, very conscious of how things sound, and that's why I've got a shotgun microphone and a whole bunch of lavalier microphones and radio packs and things like that, so we can get good audio, and that helps a lot. A lot of the web series that I've seen coming out of the US have horrendous audio. They don't seem to care. The only one was 848. That had really, really good audio in the end, and he may have heard me talking about the Rode Video Mic Pro, which I can show you. Hang on a sec. I might have to undo my microphone. It's just over here. I'll be back in a sec. I'll just down here. Down here, I've got my bag of tricks here, and I've got these, but the Rode Video Mic Pro is that. There it is. And that just sits on top of the camera or on a boom. But for what we do, we sit it on top of the camera. And really, you get the camera only about that far away from the person that you're videoing, because you've got a fairly wide angle lens on this. And it just, if I can do this without stuffing it up, I'm probably going to stuff it up now, because to get this on is a bit of a trick, but that's what it looks like. So that, from where you are, that's what you'd see if you were acting in front of this camera. It's that close. And this is a really, really good microphone. It does a fantastic job. And we only had one problem when we were down near the hospital one day in Wangaratta, and it was very windy. This doesn't work well in the wind. But what does are the lavalier microphones like this underneath your shirt and with a body pack, a radio body pack. What kind of camera do you use? Oh, right, okay, Robert. It's a Lumix. It's El Cheapo. It's there you go. Lumix. It is just it's a CV something. It just says Lumix. There's no it's got a little L down there. But it's not much. But the lens is a fixed lens, and it's 25 to 600. So it's just an electronic. I'll turn it on, and it goes out to like that 600. Is it millimeters? Yeah, 600 millimeters. So that's 2 feet. 300 millimeters is 1 foot. That's 30 centimeters. So 600 millimeters. So it goes from 25 to 200. And at 25, it rests like that when it's just turned on. This is a nice wide lens and does a great job. There you go. But anyway, it's just a Lumix, the bottom end, bog ordinary thing, a happy snapper Lumix camera. Doesn't do a bad job. It's 24 megapixels. So that's why I got it, because it's just terrific. And it's on a par with the camera in this. This is supposed to be 4K. And it does full HD, terrific. And I use this a lot too. And what I do with this is I plug the lavalier microphone into this and use that. And you've got decent audio. Instead of just having the audio over here, you have the audio from your lavalier microphone going in. So I've used this as well in East Side, West Side, Time to Kill. So there's all different ways of doing it. But we'll see what we'll see. But I've got what I think I've got is the genesis of the new series. And as I said, it's going to be in the same vein as East Side, West Side, Time to Kill. But we'll try to inject a bit more fun in it, a bit more humor, because I have noticed that a lot of these web series can be very, very dramatic, and and I want a laugh as well. I think that's important, that especially these days. Do I have a Twitter account? No, I've steered clear of Twitter. I've got Instagram. Actually, it's in an upcoming video, and I think I did it on Instagram too. I'm not sure. I went out and I was having my walk earlier today, and the NBN is going in, as everybody knows, because I've been complaining about it. And there we go, Instagram. And there's down the road a little bit, there's I've got it. I know where I've got it in my my gallery. I'll get that out and I'll just turn it around and show it to you. Hang on, that's 1 and 2, and yeah, here we go. Have a look at this. I hope you can see. You probably won't be able to see this. Hang on. I hate it when it does that. I'll bend it forward. Now you can see that what looks like a hose coming out of the ground. I'll actually make it run, and that hose coming out of the ground there, that's a better picture of it. There, you can see that hose coming out of the ground. That is on the side of the road, and that's not just a hose lying there. That's our telephone connection. It comes out of the ground there, over a route and back into the ground there. And that also, I believe, is our internet connection. That's how bad. That's how bad it is. I've got an upcoming video, which will be going up on Monday about that. Just crazy what they do. But anyway, we've, oh God, bloody phone. Stop it, be quiet. I have this phone and me. We have arguments. And the trouble is it wins. Now, what have we got? It's bad, isn't it? It's just bad. Yeah. Robert says, "Oh my God." Yeah. That's just incredible. But that's our telephone connection and our internet connection there. So it's a real back country. Real back country. I can't believe I'm actually getting out to the rest of the world via that. Unreal. Anyway, I've been on for 21 minutes. That's a lot. And I'm going to get into trouble from Karen from Iowa because she got into me. Well, didn't get into me, that's the wrong word, but she sort of said, "Hey, I was sleeping. Do you mind?" And so she's probably asleep now too. And Trevor got stuck into me because he was doing something else, didn't know I was live. And a few other people have gone, "Hey, what's going on? Doing it at the wrong time." So I don't know. Anyway, Robert, you and me, buddies, blood brothers over the distance. Mate, I've got to go. I've got things I have to do, and it's getting late. It's lovely to have you there, even at this odd hour. Fantastic. And we'll catch up with you. Thanks for being there. We'll see you later.